Okay. Hi everybody. I'm here again, Erisa. Um, I'm here to tell you about a vision I had about 10 days ago. And I feel it's important to say it because why else have a vision from God if you're not going to share it? It's meant to be shared. I've been having visions, and God has been giving me dreams and visions since I was a young girl. I didn't realize what they were at that age, but as an adult now, as I grew more into Christ, I realized that these were communications and visions from God. And warnings. A lot of them were warnings for people or revelations of situations in other people's lives. And if I would have known to speak about it back then, I would have. It could have saved someone's life, or it could have helped them be more aware of what was going on in their lives. But now I understand what that gift is about. So, and God has given me many gifts, but I don't need to go into detail about those yet. It's just whatever He wants, you know. This dream was on August 9th. I wrote it down, so if I look down, it's in my little thing. It was August 9th, 2015. At 8:30 a.m., I woke up from this. And it was a dream about some type of war that's going to happen. I don't know why or when, but it will happen. And the Holy Spirit reveals to me that it's from God because I know it in the dream. It is being spoken without words. It's like video footage without words. And some of them have words. But this one had both. Let's see. I started off in this college. All I remember about the college was blue carpet, and it maybe had 3 level floors. I was attending the college, and there was this section or this area where this person was playing music, and she was Caucasian with long blonde hair, and she was at this music station or turntable or wherever she was with the stereo system, and I passed by the table, and all I heard her say was, "This is how we're gonna get them." It was like this cultress or this cult leader or whatever she was, and she said, "We're gonna get them with this music," and it was like a mind washing thing or a brainwashing thing or whatever, and she said, and this is how it sounds, and it sounded like doonch, 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 and I'm like, you could tell it was something eerie about it because it was meant and designed for that purpose. So I don't know whether they prayed over it or they put a spell over the music or whatever they did. But anyway, as I walked by, I was like, I have to cover my ears because I don't want to hear it. If that's what it's meant to do, I don't want to be subject to that or fall prey under anybody's spell. So I put the earbuds in, and then I was, going to an area where I could at least hear that. And then all of a sudden, all kind of other people started coming in the area where I was, trying to get away from the sound and stuff like that. And then I said, okay, there's too many people in here. I have to get out. So I got out of that area, and then I was walking outside. And as I walked outside, there was destruction everywhere. It was like a missile hit or a war had started just out of the blue, and bridges were destroyed. There was an apartment complex that had been hit right in the center, and there was this big hole descending, and the land was just unsettled, and there were people everywhere. And it was kind of like the kids from the college had left the college and were stranded in this area, and we was trying to find our way home, and then we had to all get on the bridge to go home, and it was destroyed. There was rubble everywhere, and you could look down on the bridge and see clear straight down to the water, and it's supposed to be all paved bridge, but it was destroyed, and there were holes in it, and you could see the steel under the asphalt through the bridge, and you could see straight down and water. You could see water, and I was like, how are we gonna walk this bridge? I'm like, it's destroyed. There's no way to get home. I'm like, I have to get home to my family. So I was like, I'm getting off this bridge. And I jumped from the bridge to the land that was leading down to where the apartments were destroyed. And I was like, well, at least I'm safe on stable land. And then we were walking down. All these people were just walking down towards the apartments. And I guess we were trying to figure out a way of how we were going to get home. Who's in charge? Who did we speak to help us figure out what's going on? Or what should we do in this time of distress? And then suddenly this person rode in on a boat through the air. Okay. And it was like cartoon figure. It was just so transparent. And we all looked up at the sky. And this Asian leader, it was two brothers. One in red colors and one in blue, like a navy blue. The red leader rode in on a boat. Okay, the boat was red. The flag was white with a red dragon on it. And the clothes that the Asian leader wore looked like the clothes or the armor that Mulan wore in the Disney cartoon Mulan. Well, that's what he was wearing. And he rode in and he said, my brother was a coward. And he said, who is going to help us? Who's going to join us on this mission? And he was like, my brother was a coward. I don't know who his brother was, but it was the other brother in navy blue. Again, an Asian leader. Maybe he fought in a war previously, or many, many years ago. It represents a country or something, but it was an Asian country. And he said, my brother was a coward. And the brother wasn't saying anything. He wasn't talking. He wasn't moving. It was like he was inactive. But he had fought before, or whatever it was they had tried to do before. It didn't get accomplished because he was afraid to do it, or he didn't want to, or whatever reason he chose not to. It was against America or whatever. And so then they were trying to recruit all these people that had been stranded, saying, who's going to help us on this mission? And it was like, our next mission is in Africa. It was like, we're going to Africa. Who's coming with us to Africa? And I heard this lion growl or tiger growl or whatever right after he said, who's coming with us to Africa? And I heard this growl, and I'm like, okay. And they were passing out these circular badges for anybody that joined the team to on their mission. Whoever joined that Asian country or whatever, they were passing out these badges it was like a army badge or some type of military badge, and it was navy blue, and it had, I couldn't make out the lettering or the writing on it, but I knew it was a military badge because of the way, or like a patch, it's just how the way they look or how they're made. And then I said, I can't go to Africa. I was like, I have to get to my family. I was like, I have to get to my kids. And then I woke up and I heard a knock. Well, when I woke up, I heard this knock. It knocked 3 times. It was like, and I woke up and I said, then I was up for real and I wasn't dreaming anymore. I was like, who just knocked? I opened my door to see if somebody was at my bedroom door. Nobody was at my bedroom door. I went down the hall. My sons were sleeping in their beds. My 2 daughters were sleeping in their beds. And I went downstairs. I looked out the window. No one was at my front door. I'm like, I was tripping out. So I knew it was either an angel or the Holy Spirit or God woke me up from the dream. And there's no other explanation for that, so I said, wow, I just had a vision. And I have trust me, I have no history of knowing anything about wars or countries, politics. I don't get involved in politics. I don't get involved in information about wars. I'm clueless to it. When I say I'm clueless to it, that means I choose not to know. So I have no idea about past history concerning any leaders in the military, any wars, anything like that. I could care less. I probably should care because it's always good to be aware of world events and stuff, but that's just not something I'm interested in, so I don't pay attention. But for me to have this vision really said to me that this is something that'll happen in the future, because I could care less about world events. It's sad, but some things, if it interests me, I do. So this vision really shocked me, that God would even give it to me, because I don't even pay attention half the time. Unless it's something that's brought to me or I have to be aware of, But I just wanted to share it because maybe what this is about. Maybe someone out there knows the history of Asia, maybe. And I looked into it to figure out what the dragon represented and the colors, and all I could come up with was North Korea, South Korea, and China, and an alliance with Africa. I have no idea what this is about, but I looked it up, and the colors represent Korea. And I was so shocked because there's a flag for Korea, and the colors look like infinity. They look like this, red and blue. And I was surprised by that. I was like, okay, so who is a brother to Korea or China? And I figured it out. It was either North Korea or South Korea. And I looked up the dragon, and the United Kingdom has a red dragon representing, but it didn't say anything else further about that tying into Asia. So I have no idea. But I just needed to share what I saw, because maybe somebody will know what this represents, or you'll know when that time comes, hey, there was a war coming from Asia against America, or with the Koreans, and it could have been the first Korean War that happened, that the brother in the navy blue had failed to complete a plan or a mission that they had originally set out that no one was aware of. Only between the two brothers of countries knew of it. So I have no idea. I'm gonna study it more. You know, I owe it to myself and I owe it to Christ and my country to figure it out. I don't know why he gave me this dream, but I am gonna look into it so I can get more of a clarification of why, what is going on and why. So until then, if I come up with something, I will do a follow-up video on it. But I just wanted to share with you. So if you're aware of anything, just know, you can leave a comment or something about it. But I just wanted to know and record it. I just wanted to record it to date the time and the details, because it might be something very important. So until then, ta-ta.
North Korean leader and his country's flag. More than 28,000 American troops are stationed in South Korea.
Wall Street hopes to rebound this morning after the stock market's worst day in 18 months. The Dow Jones Industrials and the S&P 500 each lost more than 2%.